Today's video is going to be about KODAL minerals. I feel like I've been talking about mining stocks non-stop on the channel. We're covering Premier African Minerals, which has been doing very, very well as of recent. We're going to talk about the recent news though on KODAL minerals. It's been very, very quiet, and yesterday we had an RNS. What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy, Hold, Sell. I hope, of course, you are all well. Premier African Minerals has went to the moon, guys. Great gains on Premier African Minerals. We talked about on the channel potentially that KODAL minerals would go first, then Prem would follow suit. But the way of the law is you can't predict the unpredictable. We weren't to know that there was going to be rumbles on Premier African Minerals about a potential deal going through ever for the Zulu project or for Premier African Minerals as a whole. Phenomenal gains on Premier African Minerals. Thankfully, we are in both on the channel, so well done to everyone on Premier African Minerals. But a lot of people have been asking, what about KODAL minerals? Well, KODAL minerals, the story hasn't changed. We were waiting on a feasibility study update. That was the key ingredient to making this a great, big, juicy cake for us all to eat. However, we haven't yet got that news. My last video was done on the January the 26th, the lithium and gold update, what to expect. And I'll share the link to that. You can go in and check it out. So we have had a substantial update that came out. If we go to the Twitter page, you can see there's been nothing that has come out at all. We talked about this news before, a generic post that came out on February the 8th. And then we had this that came out yesterday. So the highlights are this: KODAL technical team completed site visits in January in preparation of development activity. Tell us something we don't know. Development work ongoing, including a detailed light detection and ranging survey to commence in late February for the use of final development planning. I suppose this sets a new sort of target date for us, late February for it to commence. So you could be potentially talking 2 weeks if this commences. I don't know how long the study will take. So we could be kicking this down the road for another potential 6 weeks. It's a bit of a kick in the you-know-where, just because we were hoping that it was going to be January. Now, that was a lot of speculation, a lot of people just going back on what previous comments, oh, we hope to have an update come January. I guess maybe we shouldn't have jumped the gun, but I felt by, I always said, allow maybe 2 weeks grace, because if they're getting the results back at the end of January, put it all together and get it out. So when this RNS came out yesterday, I had to say I was absolutely buzzing, and I read it. And by the end, I was feeling a bit, bleh. Meetings held with local governor officials and local chiefs to update them on KODAL's proposed activities. We knew that. So in a roundabout way, the only bit of information that I'm taking here that's new is we're not getting it in January, as we know, because it's surpassed that. And it doesn't look like we're going to be getting this update either in February. We had this article that came out in Market Watch yesterday. KODAL minerals shares fall on drilling issues in Malia. Shares fell on Monday after the company said its initial drilling program on the gold project in Malia was adversely affected by the issues, including poor ground conditions. It was unable to reach the planned depth in 5 of its 11 holes. However, it says that initial geological logging has confirmed that the presence of sulfide mineralization and alteration of host rock geology, elements that may indicate the presence of gold, may indicate, bit ambiguous there as well. Bernard then went on to say, pretty much reiterated all that, but does say here, KODAL continues to receive strong support from the Malia government and regional officials for the development of the new lithium mine in the Bongani region. They completed a site visit of the project as part of the continued development of the program to upgrade and update the feasibility study to support a decision to mine. The next phase of the work will be to complete a detailed LIDAR survey to assist the finalisation of the processing plant and infrastructure planning. And then you can see here, he does talk about, unfortunately, several of the drill holes' initial program was not able to reach the depth. As it's been about 3 weeks, we'll have a look at the share price. Since that video that I done on the January, roughly, we are up about 1.9%, but as you can see on the month, we are down about 7.3%. It's been choppy. It's really not done a lot. On Friday, we did have a huge rise in around 11%, and then we actually opened up again quite strong, and it looked like things were going in the right direction. RNS came out and we sunk like a stone. Okay, so here's our KODAL minerals chart then. We can see here, we've been in this kind of channel. We look like we touched the bottom. People say TA doesn't work. If you want to understand what all this means, get into the trading course. This link is down below. Half price currently at the moment. That price will go up as more videos get added. Anyway, this shot straight up on Friday, which was good, but it looks like we're heading back down. If it falls below sort of the lows of the other day, anything below 0.29 could see us fall, and it could see us fall quite considerably. Depending on where we end up, we could be down as low as 0.2. So we could see it fall. However, we do have a buy symbol come in. Let's look at the positives here. We are above the 9-day moving average, but the RSI, MACD's not looking too good. We are down again today. And it's just kind of a watch this space kind of movement. It doesn't really change anything in terms of what we're waiting on. The real reason why we are so aim-beal into KODAL Minerals is because we're waiting on the update on the feasibility study. It's just natural that that update on the feasibility study is going to be hugely different in the right direction. I wouldn't say the news was that disappointing. It was just kind of bleh, I think is the best way I can summarize it. We were wanting an update. We got an update. At least now we can go, well, when's it coming? When's it coming? We can kind of go, right, let's reset the calendars, sort of end of March now would be my next expectation, which is unfortunate because it kicks things down the road for the next 6 odd weeks, probably minimum. And while we're waiting on that news, you're really just looking at this going, right, is World War III going to commence? Maybe it's dialed down a wee bit today, so fingers crossed. But, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. What way will this go? But then on the flip side, we're seeing deals being done every day for more and more lithium mining projects. We are seeing the likes of Premier African Minerals go to the moon. People are doing a lot of jumping in between them. Maybe when Prem settles, people will go back into KODAL. There's so many unknowns right now. It's very hard to predict what way this share price will go. Within all of that, any given day, we could have an offer or a bid or something that could come into KODAL Minerals completely out of the blue. So I wouldn't be surprised if any of the above happened. Would I be considering topping up now? No. If I was new to the stock, would I buy now? Most certainly could buy in at these prices. Like I said, we are at the bottom of this channel. You can see here since the 13th of December, over 2 months, we have done nothing but go up. We are at the bottom of that. We'd like to see a bit more strength, but why not have a nibble at these prices? If it was to fall as low as 0.2, that's where my next top up will be. I need a significant pullback for me to consider buying any more at this stage. So just sit and watch this space. You know, these plays were always going to be more of a 2025 play minimum. I've always said that over the last year. You know, I didn't expect the lithium market to take off as quick as it has. So you have to consider the whole thing in its entirety. And just be happy that, you know, we are in the likes of Premier African Minerals. We have had good gains on KODAL up till now. You know, there has been a lot of positives. Things are going well in the sector, especially in Africa. So there's nothing really to panic about. It's just maybe a bit disappointing, but there is positives to take as well. That's the summary, guys. Hopefully that clears things up a bit for people. I wouldn't worry about it. Don't forget, you can get into the KODAL Minerals Facebook group now. We set this up a few weeks ago. I haven't done a video yet to talk about it, but what happened was in the other Facebook group, for whatever reason, changing the narrative, they were posting whatever they wanted to post. I don't want to badmouth them because I don't know the guys from Adam, but I just know when I was posting stuff, just general news, and they used to take it down, and they don't like negative stuff. I'm not saying I want short sellers in here de-ramping the stock. I don't want that. I want a general good discussion. Is it a buy? Is it a hold? Is it a sell? For me right now, KODAL Minerals is a hold. We'll wait and watch this space, but it's a buy if you're new and you haven't bought anything. So every bit of the discussion is welcomed. That is what this Facebook group is like, where the other one is just bleh, whatever the admin person wants you to see. And that's just not fair. We don't want people to get burned, and just open up a general discussion. If there's something bad about KODAL that could really hurt us, I would rather know about that and get it out in the open, and you can make an informed decision rather than just everything's great, it's going to the moon. That's not always the case. But right now, I'm happy with KODAL Minerals. It's a long hold. It's in a better situation than Prem, in my opinion, and when I look at what's happened with Prem, it just gets me excited. The link's down below for my Discord, the link's down below for the trading course, crypto, all the crazy free shares and stuff like that there. If you want to support the channel, feel free to do so in any way you wish. If not, just smash that like and subscribe button. That really does help a lot as well, and I'll catch you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.